we're at the intersection of the marsh trail and the old house trail. So this might be backwards from the way we did it in the springtime, but it's the same general trail. This is where you'll see some additions to the scenery. As we approach the old house, you'll actually see the new house. Here in front of us, you're looking out at the farm field that's actually maintained by a farmer that rents the land. It's about 28 acres. This past year, there was corn in the field, so you'll see the remains of the stubble. He's planted a cover crop on it, grass of some sort, which will just get disked in come springtime when next year's crop is planted. And so we're coming up on a very low area. The drainage from the field goes down in a natural valley here. And a year or so ago, a friend of mine offered to dig me a pond with his new backhoe. I had a blast doing that. Reed and I spent a day digging a hole in the ground. Well, actually, the backhoe did most of the digging. We just had a blast. That's all. And here's the new addition. This is the little Refuge building that I started building last fall. It was perfect timing. I had with the isolation of the COVID, I had plenty to keep me busy here, putting this little building together. Here in a week or so, I'm supposed to have somebody coming to actually put the siding on it. And here's the pond that Reed and I dug. Yeah. And Reed, after building it, he built a wood duck box, hoping that we'd have wood ducks come in. I just saw a small bird go in there, but I haven't seen any wood ducks yet. In any case, here we go. Down the hill. And off. Oh, there's some ducks flying up out of the marsh. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through where the trees have fallen down. We'll try. Here's that low area. Well, it looks like the chickadees are using the wood duck box. That's good. That's good. This old house was still standing when we bought the property in, I guess, 1998. And the funny story about it is that we were walking through the house, and I was saying to the real estate person at Terry, I said, we might be able to fix this up. And they both started laughing because I was standing right underneath a hole in the ceiling that went through the second floor, that went through the first floor. You could stand on the dirt inside the house and watch the stars go by at night. Okay, so now here's some of the wind damage that we had this past fall. A pine tree blew down, which I think snagged this large maple tree that you see here. A smaller, closer to us here, is a cherry tree that's destined for the wood stove, and much of this maple, I think I'll do some limbing on it, and it's still alive because half of the root mass is still attached. But there's a lot of damage. Greenbriers. Oh, I love greenbriers. You ain't got yourself caught up in a greenbrier bush, you ain't lived. Well, if you haven't survived being caught up in a greenbrier, old for that. But some of this, the plus side of it, oh, there's a blue heron flying up. I don't know if you can see it. There he goes. Yeah, the blue heron. They usually take off with a sort of a gronk sound. But this is all the saltwater marsh. There's a creek right in front of us here that you could probably kayak up or canoe up. We've never done it, though. Never done it. So that was the big maple tree that's down. We're going to swing back around here. I have to weave over here, and you can see there is the pine tree that snapped off. I guess it didn't have anything to do with that maple. It just came down on its own. The maple tree blew down as well. Fairly exposed here to a southeasterly wind, which is usually what you have after a hurricane-like situation goes through. Let's see if I can remember how to maneuver my way back to the trail here. Ooh, what a mess. Looks like we gotta go down again. It's easier kneeling in the snow. And this trail heads back up towards the farm field. And now we're going to try and walk our way through the pine tree. Some of this stuff, when I'm down here cutting the firewood, I'm going to try and clear the path a little bit. Take some of the pressure off of the tree. Oh, my. So here we go. Up the hill. There you can see the remains of the old house. I was able to reclaim some of the oak finishing wood from the inside when the house was still standing, and some banisters and balusters on the stairway to the second floor. And more recently, I was able to pull some of the siding off. You can see some places I ripped siding, and have incorporated those things into the new house, and, into the little refuge that I'm building, which there you can see off in the distance. Down the hill now. Now we've completed a loop. Walk a little bit again on the trail we've been on. I don't know if I did a slow pan of the pond, but there's the pond. It's about 5 feet deep at its deepest spot with this amount of water in it. And it doesn't get a whole lot more water in it than what we see right now. It's about 2 feet below the water level. It's about 2 feet below grade right now. And that's as good as I've ever seen it. So now this is new trail again. But we're heading back towards that original trail that we came here on. This takes us, gives us views of that marsh. are, back up, back onto the original trail. I was just thinking about walking down this road backwards.